Everyone here? Well, let's get right into it. We have to figure out exactly where we stand in this war. As you all know, the Empire has taken the Great Bridge of Myrddin. The Imperial Army now occupies what was formerly House Phlegethon territory. House Gloucester has surrendered to them as well.
Doubtless an agonizing decision on my father's part.
House Ordelia, to the east of the bridge, has also vowed not to take up arms against the Empire.
We had precious little in the way of arms in the first place. You have my deepest apologies.
You don't have to apologize, Lysithea. Count Ordelia did what anyone would have done.
And now Lawrence and Lysithea can't even go back home.
That's not all. After the battle, the Imperial Army crossed Gloucester territory and attacked Garreg Mach. Rhea and the rest of the Central Church have apparently fled to the Kingdom for sanctuary.
Then I suppose none of us will be able to visit our old school anytime soon.
I hope no one from the church was hurt.
There's no point in worrying about it now. But they're all tougher than you think.
Now that the monastery has fallen, the front lines are rapidly expanding north. It won't be long before Deirdre is within their reach. And if our capital falls, the Alliance goes with it. We have to stop them there, no matter the cost.
That all sounds well and good. But how large of an army will you even be able to raise at this point?
I don't think House Edmund will be able to send more troops. I'm sorry.
Which means House Goneril is the last of the 5 great lords upon whom we can rely.
I'm not so sure the combined forces of Houses Regan and Goneril will be enough to hold off the whole Empire.
We'll just have to work with what we've got. And let's not forget the hero of Daphne.
Who?
He speaks of Judith, the head of House Daphne. She was once counted among the 5 great lords.
Oh yes, Judith, I remember her from Three Houses.
We can definitely count on her. It helps that she seems to really like Claude for some reason.
But we can't expect much from her in terms of sheer numbers. Any chance the kingdom could send troops?
I doubt they'll have any to spare. They've just started engaging the Empire themselves over in the west of Fargus. And besides, I'm not sure how much we can really trust them. I still have no idea what's going on in Dimitri's head.
Who does, man? I haven't played Blue Lion, so I have no clue either.
Well, we have an idea of how big our army's gonna be, if nothing else. What's the plan?
I'm still working that out. For now, all we can do is hold our ground and fight with everything we've got.
You can always count on me. And my muscles.
You have not done that much in this playthrough, so I wouldn't talk.
Thanks, Raphael. That unfounded confidence of yours is like music to my ears.
Lady Rhea, Sedith, I'm relieved you both made it out unharmed. It appears we arrived just in time.
You have our utmost thanks for aiding in our retreat, Your Majesty. I can only apologize for the trouble we may have caused your outfit.
King Dimitri, I cannot express just how grateful I am to you and all the fine people of Fargus.
So Dimitri's they're kind of forming an alliance a little bit with the church, because Edelgard's against the church. Interesting. Again, I've never played Blue Lion, so I know little to nothing about Dimitri, other than what they tell you about him pre-time skipped, and let me tell you, it's not much.
The honor is mine. Your order provided me with immeasurable aid during my ascension to the throne. My citizens would have branded me a heathen had I not returned the favor.
And now it seems we are the ones who owe a debt. The church shall provide whatever assistance it can to your efforts.
If you see it prudent, I have no objection to placing the Knights of our Order under Kingdom command.
Thank you both. While it pains me to qualify our hospitality, this kingdom is not a wealthy one, neither in goods nor provisions. I fear we may struggle to compensate your soldiers, or even to feed them.
You needn't trouble yourself with such concerns. Your generous offer of shelter will be more than enough.
Very well. We've lingered here long enough. Let us make for Ferdiad. There's much to discuss. The church, the kingdom, and the battles to come.
It seems the Leicester campaign is proceeding smoothly.
Indeed. Count Gloucester's timely surrender allowed us to advance with minimal casualties. Ferdinand's battalion is tightening the noose around House Regan's territory as we speak. The Minister of Military Affairs is making the necessary preparations to move his forces into the Alliance as well.
Once Count Burgalius takes the field, we won't have anything to worry about on that front.
Yes. And at the moment, we have little choice but to divert most of our military might to our conflict with Fargus on the Western Front. I fear Count Rowe's abrupt change in allegiance will have only served to further provoke the kingdom's army.
Ah, yes, him. He disregarded our timetable and launched an attack on the kingdom without our approval. And in doing so, has done nothing but make trouble for the Empire. Still, we can hardly afford to abandon him.
We have led our vassals to believe the Empire will always come to their aid. What a troublesome policy that has turned out to be.
The policy may be irksome, but we will not fail to honor it. Dispatch immediate reinforcements to Count Rowe.
Understood. And what message shall I send to Count Burgalius?
I'm still a little wary of the Alliance's plans, but tell him we leave matters in his capable hands.
Oh, chapter 5. Dude, I like this. This plot is already having potential to be great because Three Houses, again, I like the monastery bit and the build up to like the lore and stuff. It's neat, but it also kind of bogs down the experience a bit pre-time skip. And then post-time skip, again, you have to really play all the routes to get a sense of the game. They just like, the war concept is really interesting, but I felt like the game didn't really focus on it all that much, especially from the Golden Deer perspective. But it seems with this game, this is like, hey, 80% war, because they just breeze through the retreading of Three Houses, which is great. I like that it's focusing a lot more on the war and stuff in the regions and like the conflict and everything. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how it ends. And keeps going.
Golden Wildfire. The Golden Guardian. After Count Gloucester's surprising defection, the Empire's invasion of Leicester begins in earnest. The Alliance Roundtable unravels, and the region descends further into chaos. Yet the Alliance does not yield. Claude takes command and rallies his comrades, insisting that so long as they can withstand the Imperial onslaught on Regan territory, they will survive.
And that's where things are. It's only a matter of time before the Imperial army marches on Regan territory.
Once again, Margrave Edmund is only offering financial support instead of troops.
My apologies. I'll do all I can on the front lines in my adoptive father's stead.
And on top of that, he sent his adorable daughter to risk her life on the battlefield. Unbelievable.
I'm so sorry for the trouble.
You have nothing to apologize for. The blame rests squarely on your father's shoulders. Mark my words, the next time I see him...
I think we get the picture, Judith. Save that fire for the battlefield. We're finally free of Count Gloucester and his overbearing pompousness. You don't need to go filling his shoes.
Isn't that exactly why you called me here? If I'm to fill his seat, I assume I also get his right to complain. Honestly, what's going on? The Alliance is facing an unprecedented crisis, and these great lords can't even show up to their own roundtable.
House Ordelia has no ability to resist the Empire, given our location and lack of military power. Were my father to take his seat at the Round Table now, the Empire might interpret it as a show of defiance.
I take it that means House Ordelia won't be contributing to the Alliance in any way. 2 of the 5 Great Lords have effectively forfeited their seats. Why not fill Ordelia's chair with someone like Viscount Seward?
Not happening. Can you imagine the fuss Albany and Burgundy would kick up when they learned we only asked Seward to participate? Those 3 houses have always been treated as equals. Besides, I doubt Viscount Burgundy could come even if we did invite him.
House Burgundy's circumstances are much the same as House Ordelia's. In fact, their position may be even worse than ours.
How are we supposed to stop the Empire like this? House Goneril was supposed to swoop in and save our skins, and even they couldn't bother to attend.
Leave it to my brother to eat some bad mushrooms just before an important meeting.
Don't you make excuses for him. If Holst couldn't make it, then the Duke should have come himself.
Is that a saying that people actually say? Eating bad mushrooms? I guess I get it, but I've never heard that before.
House Goneril has already pledged their full support. They're not the problem here.
Then why waste our time with this conference?
Our troops were provided by the Alliance's nobles. You know we can't act without a resolution from the Round Table, even if it is a mere formality. And anyway, the entire Alliance needs to be on the same page if we're going to coordinate our military strategy.
Well, as I said, I'm afraid there's not much House Ardelia can do, even if we are informed.
Be that as it may, we still have to get this done. Let's move on and discuss our strategy for the battles to come. This is it, folks. Right now, we need everyone focused on defending Deirdre. Here's the plan.
Here's the plan, fade out. Love it.
When we fought the Empire at the Great Bridge, it looked like they had a number of mercenary groups working for them. And yet, I didn't see any sign of Gerald's company among them.
It's not like that was the only battlefield, and there's no shortage of mercenary companies.
You know what I just noticed? Shez has the same exact animations as Byleth. Byleth does this exact face in Three Houses. Well, maybe not the face, but like the animation, like the thinking animation. It's exactly like what Byleth does.
That's true. And you don't have any inkling of when the Empire is going to launch their attack on Deirdre?
No clue. They could strike tomorrow for all I know.
Then I imagine there's no time to waste in formulating a plan and fortifying the city's defenses.
Yep. If we lose the initiative, the battle's practically over.
If that's the case, then why are all of you just idling the days away?
The army can't act until Claude returns from those meetings. It's like no one can even sneeze around here without it turning into an endless debate. A king or emperor can make things happen with a wave of their hand, but I guess it's not so simple when you're leading an alliance.
Ruling by consensus may work in peacetime, but it seems to have a distinct disadvantage during a war.
Hey, Claude's calling for us. Sounds like the round table's finally over.
We better get going. If we don't hurry, all the food will be gone.
It's not a banquet, you know. It's a war council. But yeah, we should move.
I'll be right there.
Let's start with introductions, shall we? Allow me to present the head of House Daphnel, the Honorable...
The name's Judith. I'm joining the War Council at the invitation of our Supreme Leader here.
It is a pleasure to see you once more, Lady Judith. I am heartened to know that we will be fighting at your side.
You're Gloucester's kid, right? You've grown into quite a handsome boy over the last few years.
I'm sure all the men here seem like little boys to someone like Judith.
Ah, Duke Goneril's daughter. You've grown quite lovely yourself. You'll be outshining me in no time.
Ah, you best believe it.
Are you kidding? I've got a long way to go before I can compete with you.
I don't really know what you two were talking about, but I think I'm ready for it to be over. Let's start the briefing.
So, you want us to hamper the Imperial Army's advance in order to delay their arrival at Deirdre?
That's right. And we'll use every bit of time we gain to tighten up our defenses around the capital in preparation.
Then we have to avoid losing too many of our allies before the battle in Deirdre.
Exactly. Hold them off as best you can, but the second you're in any real danger, I want you to fall back.
It's easy enough to order retreat after retreat, but I don't see how that's supposed to win the day.
More details, please.
Can you be more specific? How exactly are we going to slow down the Imperial Army?
We'll use our terrain advantage to impede their progress and keep them off balance. A small force should be more than enough to handle that. Ultimately, our goal is just to buy time until the defenses are ready. And if we can just stop them from taking Deirdre...
Claude, I have to ask, are you keeping some kind of incredible top-secret plan from us?
It sounds like Claude, doesn't it?
Sure, I may have something up my sleeve, but it won't amount to anything if we fail to protect Deirdre, I can promise you that.
But if we succeed, then this plan of yours will get us out of our predicament? If that's the case...
Yes. Then there is still hope.
You kids are all so young. Don't do anything rash and get yourselves killed, all right?
All right. Let's reclaim all that time we wasted on the roundtable conferences. Watch each other's backs out there. I know we can do this.
I also love this war map, dude. This war map for like a world map, choosing maps, this really fits the aesthetic, and I really like it. taking over regions and stuff. You can now invite allies with whom you have attained seat supports on expeditions. What's an expedition? Man, the game just keeps teaching you stuff, huh? We're at a tutorial land, but we're still getting some tutorials. Upon reaching support level C with an ally, you'll be able to spend activity points to invite them on an expedition. Oh, is this like the tea time of Three Hopes? You can get to know your ally better through conversation. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna suck at this. You'll gain support points based on how well you can carry the conversation. Basically tea time.
Got a minute?
Yeah, I got a minute for Claude. Plans to hamper the Imperial Army's advance while tightening up our defenses. I know I came up with it, but I'm not sure we can manage it given our inferior numbers.
You sure?
We got the home turf advantage at least. I think we could pull it off. I appreciate the optimism. I needed that small glimmer of hope.
One step at a time.
Well, the Imperial Army waits for no man. I better hurry and start getting out orders. I had some new facilities built in preparation for the coming battle. I bet you're just dying to check them out. Well, go on, don't be shy. They're sure to come in handy. New facilities. We also got rounds to do. Yeah, everyone has new dialogue. Dude, I love that they have that. I keep forgetting how to dash. I thought I'd be taken prisoner, but instead I'm being treated as a general. What are they thinking? Now I'm on the front lines. The Alliance must be really desperate for help. I won't deny that. We can use all the help we can get. I sincerely doubt I'll be of much use. Don't expect me to persuade any of my former friends to switch sides. Dude, I'm so glad you're able to recruit people. I can't wait to get Ingrid and Ash. Everyone... Yeah, I'll give you an owl feather.
Now this is simply delightful.
Alright, catch you later, Linhart. I'm gonna go talk to others. While also checking out the new facilities. House Cordelia doesn't have a shred of goodwill towards Adrestia. I'm certain my father would fight alongside us if he could. But that would only make him a target for the Empire.
Let's see.
And you'll have to fight twice as hard in this place. Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll simply have to fight twice as hard in this stead. The Empire will pay for what they've done. Oh, you guys are together, huh? I don't know where I stand now that House Gloucester's fallen to the Empire. Can I even continue fighting?
You sure?
What's that guy would do with anything? If you want to fight, just get out there and do it. I'm just a nobody now. I'm not sure my soldiers will still follow me. I'd rather agree with Ignatz because I hate Raphael.
Let's see.
Yeah, House Gloucester's soldiers do seem to be at a loss right now. Seeing you worry will only make them more anxious. Will only make them more anxious, right? You have a point. I must at least maintain my composure. Worrying won't help me accomplish anything. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep going. That's the spirit. Plus, food tastes way better when you don't have worries weighing you down. Oh my goodness, Raphael, I hate you. Stop thinking about food for 1 second, dude.
Do you have a moment?
If we could just hold out and defend Daedru, I'm certain Claude has a plan he'll put into action. What scheme could he have up his sleeve?
Let's see.
Good question. Maybe Almyran reinforcements will appear without the Imperial Army. Honestly, I doubt that. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to be rude. What you got here? Blacksmith. Hand over your weapons, I'll forge them good. Remember, the only thing standing between you and death is the weapon in your hand. Okay. The blacksmith, enhance your weapon. Same like 3 houses. Repair weapon. Repair weapons return to their original state. Oh, the rusted sword can become something.
Is this it?
Iron sword plus 6? Oh my word. Forge a weapon. You can spend gold coins to forge weapons, increasing their might and durability. How many times a weapon can be forged depends on the weapon. I'm gonna do this later because I want to change weapons regardless. I'm gonna have to change people's weapons and what they have. We collect any unneeded armaments and resources here. Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Nothing can go to waste.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
At the supply depot, you can exchange surplus weapons and resources for other resources. Also have resources collected automatically. Ooh. Resources and materials. This is cool. I'll do this when I know what I want to get. Turn in extra equipment and resources to receive smithing stones in exchange. Don't need this. I got so many weapons I just want to like turn in. Alright, this is neat.
Everything has its use.
Neat stuff we have there.
Do you have a minute?
Gloucester is not only a central hub to nearly every Leicester territory, but it's also a crucial connector to the Empire and Garrickmach. If we merchants can't cross through there, then we're done for. Please, you gotta do something about this. Hi. Ah, welcome. I can recommend battalions. Yo, battalions are getting into this. Let's go. I'm certain having experienced troops on your side will be of great help.
Well, hello, you.
Entire battalions from the battalion guild can be assigned. Every battalion is most effective against a certain enemy type. Weapon type. Facing off against that weapon type will trigger a battalion effect. Makes that battalion 1 tier stronger. Decrease damage taken. They have endurance, which lowers when the unit commanding the battalion takes damage. Ooh, I can't wait to see how battalions work in this game. It's 1 tier, greater advantage against enemies equipped with axes. I gotta learn the weapon triangle too.